crafty, like hands-on. So I don't know if he was like kind of like a carpenter in some way and saying like congratulations that I was here with you. That's why she's bringing that up, as if you kiss her in some ways and saying thank you. So she wants to validate you that she's here with you. Hi, my name's A.J. Barrera. I'm a psychic medium and intuitive counselor. Being a Latino in the community and being a psychic medium is pretty interesting. It's considered like the devil's work. It's considered taboo. It's considered like it's not coming from a place of God. It's not coming from a place of holiness, if you will. And I really believe if you understand religion and spirituality, they blend beautifully together. When we connect with the higher power, the higher self, it comes from within. As long as you come from a good place and you're working from good energy, that's what you're gonna put out to your clients and to the world, basically. Today, I am reading 3 people, Curly, Alexis, and Maya.
Alright y'all, so today I'm super excited. We're gonna talk to a medium. I have been wanting to talk to this medium for like a super long time. I'm hoping to possibly talk to my grandma. I just wanna know if my abuelita's with me. I'm just excited to see if she comes through.
So here's the thing, I want to explain to you a little bit how I work as a psychic medium before we jump in, so you're kind of aware about the process. You may kind of like see me staring off to the side or onto the floor. It's just kind of my way of focusing on what's coming through. So it's not that I want to look at you or anything, it's just our way of receiving the information. Also, when I do give names of loved ones, it's either who they are on the other side, who they're with on the other side with, or someone they want to say hello to, who's still living. Now, what I find interesting is I do feel like there's an older female figure that comes through, and I feel like there's very maternal energy. So I don't know if she was actually more like an aunt figure that comes forward here, but once she comes through, she wants to come through and embrace you in a way. And when she talks to you, she's making it feel like it's so important for you to know that you are loved and you were loved. And I don't know if she was ever able to express that often, but there's a way with her that she's making it feel like it's like, I want to give you this big spirit hug from the other side, and making sure that you know that she's here. I don't know if you were unable to say goodbye in the moment of her passing, either because you weren't physically there, or there was a geological distance that happened here, or 2, if there was some sort of cardiovascular thing that happened here with her that she's bringing up here. Would that make sense?
Yes, I think that's my grandma, and I'm trying not to like get emotional.
And there's a way with her that she wants to honor you, because it's so funny. I don't want to get too personal, but I'm very honest in all my reads.
Please.
It feels like that either she kind of became this inspiration when you're still physically living. So it's almost like you kind of are still empowered to do the things that are due in your life because of her, because of what she physically done. But I kind of see her just sitting coughing, kind of like dipping like cookies or bread basically in it. And there's a way with her that she wants to let you know she's enjoying herself and she's here with you and validating you. And I don't want to say this respectfully, a very sassy energy when I get your grandmother in some ways.
She was very sassy, and I didn't understand it as a kid. I was like, she's mean. Like, I don't understand her jokes.
In some element with your grandmother, there's a way with her that I don't obviously speak a lot of Spanish, but I do know a lot of Spanish in some ways of like symbolism. I think it's her way kind of giving you besos. Like I keep on hearing besos. So I really believe it's her way giving you kisses from the other side to validate you. And I really believe for her is I need to kind of honor you, because if I don't know if you live by yourself, but if I first walk, say, for instance, in your front door or into your living room, am I like already like into your living room off to the right?
You have to walk up the stairs and you are off to the right in my living room.
Would you actually have a memorial of your grandmother right in that room specifically? Okay, she wants to say thank you for doing that. Thank you for honoring her, because I feel like as if she's there in your home vibrating with you, because I feel like as if you give her the kisses. That's why she's bringing that up, as if you kiss her in some ways and saying thank you. So she wants to validate you that she's here with you and seeing what's going on in your life, because I really, really believe with her that you need to know that she's always been with you, but more so on a spiritual essence, that she's seeing what's going on in your life. Because I really believe this woman did not want to leave this physical realm, but I really believe her body just gave out. You know what I mean? And I really believe her soul was so dominant, so strong, that you need to know her soul, her energy is there.
I mean, it's so funny because I do give her kisses and I walk in and I talk to her all the time. But we didn't have a relationship as like, I was a kid. How do you talk to a little 6-year-old? You know what I mean?
To me, as someone who does this work, it shows that she valued that relationship. I don't know if you have much of your grandmother's, like, meaning like, not so much personal items, meaning like photos per se, but I feel like as if we need to talk like about a physical photo that we have either out, but I actually feel like as if we're like saying, sitting on the couch together or like having a good time, but it just feels like it's just you and maybe 2 other kids or 2 other individuals. But I feel like it's out that we need to acknowledge that she's saying like, I enjoyed my time with the kids. So is there 2 other siblings we need to acknowledge then for you? Or 2 other kids?
My sister, there was my sister, she raised all of us.
Okay, so she's just identifying your sister. Give your sister the love from your grandmother. It's her way of acknowledging her.
Thank you.
And seeing that love there as well.
Am I allowed to ask
Absolutely,
questions?
please,
I
yes.
mean, is she chilling? Can you see her physically, or can you hear her, or?
So it's interesting. The way I work is that everything's out of my frame of reference. So when they show me dates, names, birthdays, and all that stuff, it's their way of identifying who I need to speak with or who I need to talk about. So when they show me my mom's side, my dad's side, I know which individual this person's coming from. I don't see them, I don't identify with them as this is what they look like, unless they show me someone in my family what they look like. I interpret everything basically that way. So,
Wow.
But when we talk about where are they or like what's going on here, we have to understand their energy. We're all made up of energy, and they vibrate. So I tell people I'm like Wi-Fi. Once I turn on my Wi-Fi signal, whoever I download and connect with, it's who I connect with basically. So I don't pick and choose who I want to connect with, but it's whoever steps forward. Yeah.
I can't believe you knew where her picture was.
Thank you so much.
That was
Thank
amazing.
you.
Thank
Oh
you
my
so
God, I'm a
much.
little sweaty,
Thank you.
sorry.
No, please, that's amazing. All right, girl, I'll see you at home. So I'm home now. This is the staircase that I was talking about that leads you up. And immediately when you turn to the right is my living room. Immediately above is my grandma, the photo of my grandma that we were talking about. I actually will come and talk to her, and I always kiss my two fingers, and I touch the bottom of the photo. And it was weird because he knew immediately where it was in the house. This is like my dedicated wall to her. He mentioned a photo, which at first he thought was me, and then after the conversation, he said it was a sign from my sister. And when I texted my sister, I was like, hey, there's a photo of me and grandma, and she's like, he's talking about me, homeboy. Like, that's the photo of me and two other kids. There are 3 kids in the photo. He described like a happy time, and my sister's miserable in the photo because she has chickenpox, but the 2 other kids are having a lot of fun. I can't express what a gift that really was to experience my grandmother again, and in a way just kind of know that she's here with me, and I'm happy to have her here.
I'm about to go and talk to the medium. I'm really interested in connecting with my grandmother who passed away when I was 16. I feel like she's missed a lot of my life, and I just have so many questions for her.
Before I sat down, I already felt like there was already a lady on Dad's side that was already stepping forward here. Very dominant lady, very like strong lady, but I feel like in a very good way. When she does talk about herself, she wants to validate how strong she was before she passed over. I keep on hearing like a lot of like congestive or like coughing in some ways, and I feel like there's something like asphyxiating where I can't breathe. So
She had asthma.
Okay, so she wants to validate that she can breathe. Like I have fresh air and I can breathe now. And I don't know if your grandmother had like a very like funny or loud laugh, but she's laughing and she's saying like she's slapping her leg, like saying like I'm having a good time, and she wants to say like I'm here, I'm here. What I find very cool with her is that when she comes through, she obviously knows how to work with the medium, because when she comes through, she says, I've done this before. Excuse my language. Sorry. But I feel like in some ways that perhaps she may even done something with like tea leaves or coffee beans. I wouldn't be surprised, because it's a very spiritualist energy. I feel like in some unique way, there's either some sort of like artist work that was done in honor of her. What is it, if you don't mind me asking?
There's a photograph that I took when I was in high school that actually like went on and like, you know, did really well. It's her sitting in a chair.
My hair's just rising. I'm wearing long sleeve, but my hair's rising.
Yeah, I can't,
Wow.
I'm like really blown away by this.
Wow,
So,
I'm getting emotional because I really, really believe this is her way of just being very proud of you. I really believe this is her way of validating what you're doing, because I really believe you have a lot of energy like her ingrained in you. She's also identifying, I don't know if I'm back, if this is like mom's side or this is the same side, but is there like a Bernice or Bernadette or Bertha connected here? Go figure. Talk about sides, right?
I feel like we should turn it off.
That's crazy. Do you want to switch it? I should have mentioned this because like every time I do sets or some batteries die, lights go out all the time.
I know that, so like I have extra sound, like extra everything.
Oh my God.
Extra lightning.
Yeah.
It looks like lightning.
Yeah.
So yeah, I believe I want to go over to with the B name, basically onto mom's side of the family, so the B name. So just remember that.
Okay.
And I think it's their way of acknowledging that individual. It may also represent more so the health concerns that might be around her, which is why they're acknowledging her.
Okay.
It's interesting because I really believe that your grandmother, when she brings up this energy, she's bringing up a younger male we need to acknowledge here, and it feels very, very important we need to highlight. I feel like your brother in some ways is dealing with a moment of numbness, that he may have lost that baby, that energy around him that feels like I lost my best friend. And it seems like that we need to acknowledge like how the transition happens, but it seems like that as if we did the right thing in the transition of that pet per se, you know what I mean? And it feels like it's so important for him to know and for you guys to know.
He did experience the loss of his dog, who was like, saw him through a really hard time, and the dog came to him miraculously, and it just passed away, not last night, but the night before.
I am so sorry.
So he's like deep in the heart of grief right now.
I wouldn't be surprised though, because it seems like that your brother will still actually hear his dog walking. So I believe it's his way of validating. It is his dog, it's not him wanting to hear it, it's not him making it up, but I really believe his dog is kind of making its energy known there to validate him, but more importantly, so tell him he's not, again, making this up. It's that experience of that soul and spirit right there with him. What I find interesting, do you know your mom's side of the family pretty well? Mm-hmm. Would her father be passed? Mm-hmm. Because I need to acknowledge this gentleman coming through, like your grandfather. Like there's a way with him when he comes through that he's making you feel like, well, here I am, what do you want? Like it's almost like there's a straightforward approach with him, and I feel like there's no bars. Like
my face is getting so hot. This is like so real. It's so real.
I find it still hard for you to grieve for him. You understand that? And there's a way with him that he wants you to be happy in your heart, because I really believe you haven't allowed yourself to let go. Because it's like, if I let go of him, he's not gonna be around me. And I feel like there's a way with him that he's saying, I just want you to be happy so you can be happy, because I really feel like the emotional process is very, very important for you. He's also telling me to talk about the coins. Why are the coins significant?
Yeah. I was given coins. I got married a couple months ago, and my grandmother saved us these coins that she gave us as part of our wedding present.
Just know that this is his way of validating he was there for your wedding. So just know that this is his way of validating you and saying like, congratulations that I was here with you. So I really, really believe it's his love and his emotion validating what you need to know, that even though he wasn't physically present, his soul and his spirit was right there with you. And I think that's the beautiful part about this, is that, you know, something so small like that is a big validation for you, but also for them to say like, we're just dead. Like we just transitioned. And for us, we're kind of like, oh my God, I wish they were here. I wish they can see this. And to be quite honest, obviously he did see it. He was there for that event. First of all, obviously congratulations from me, but also from him as well in a huge, huge way. But I just want you to kind of be happy and move in that process for yourself as well.
Thank you so much for
Thank you so much. Oh my God, thank you.
It means so much to me.
Thank you so much. This means a lot. Thank you for allowing me to do this for you.
I'm totally shook in a way. I mean, I definitely have always considered myself to be very spiritual and you know, nurture those connections, but that reading was like exactly what I needed to hear from the people that are my spiritual family. I have been holding in a lot of grief. It was therapeutic for me to go through that. A lot of people don't allow themselves to even think about their spiritual connection and the people in their lives that have passed. I think about them in a fleeting way, but I think I've really learned how important it is to honor them, especially after this experience.
So I'm about to set up for the shoot today with AJ, and I really want him to try to connect with my grandfather on my mom's side, because I feel like I have honored him in so many different ways, like with the tamale video where I made his recipe. He's just a really huge part of my life, so hopefully he can pick up on that. If not, maybe my nana? I don't know how these things work, but I hope he can connect with my grandfather.
I do want to go over to your mom's side of the family, because there is this gentleman that is like knocking on my door spiritually. It's like, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here. So I definitely need to validate, this is actually going to be more of a father figure, grandfather figure on mom's side of on the family, please. So his mom's father passed over, please. I need to validate. He's very funny, very loud when he comes through, because he's making me feel like I'm not going to miss this for the world, basically. So there's a way with him that he comes through that he's acknowledging himself in a very cool way. Yeah. What I love about your grandfather is that it's not in a sad way. He doesn't want to talk about sadness. He doesn't want to talk about death. He's more so like, pull my finger. You know what I mean?
Yes,
so
he was a jokester. He was a prankster.
Apparently he still is. Like, things have not changed.
No.
So I really believe in him when he comes forward here. He wants to be happy and fun and loud and have a good time. So I really, really like his energy, because it's not about his death or the sadness, but I really believe your grandfather is a gentleman that you actually physically had a lot of time with. So I don't believe that you lost him at 3 years old, 5 years old. I feel like that you had him at an older age. It's his way of saying thank you for spending the time with me. Your mom is still here though, correct? Yes. Right? Because that would be her father. So
Yes.
I need to acknowledge two things. I don't know if your mom's birthday is this month or it's his birthday, but he's talking about February being significant.
His birthday was Friday.
Okay, he's making me feel like that he's having a party on the other side. So basically he's celebrating his birthday when he comes forward here. And I really believe it's his way stepping forward and coming through and kind of giving that love, but more importantly, giving the love to your mother. I want to be very clear, and I may misinterpret this here, is that when he does talk about maybe perhaps leading up to his transition, not so much the transition itself, it feels like it's more of a sudden but not unexpected passing. He's telling me that he said he just went to sleep.
Yeah.
He just went to sleep.
Yeah.
He always wanted to be active and do what he wanted to do, and it just feels like that as he got older, he wasn't unable to provide and do things for himself. And it feels like that it's so important for you guys to know that he's active and able to physically walk around and move and do these things, because he's saying that I'm not stuck. Like, I'm able to walk, I'm able to move.
Well, he had cancer, and his leg, they had to cut off his leg.
He's making it feel like he can walk. He's making it feel like whatever happened, whatever the disability is here, he's making it feel like as if he can walk and move again. So it feels very significant.
He was so active. When that happened, when he had to be in a wheelchair, it just like broke him, I feel like, and it broke us to see him in a wheelchair and not doing things himself, you know, so that makes me so happy that he's active.
There's a way with him that I'm kind of seeing my grandfather, who was very kind of like crafty, like hands-on. So I don't know if he was like kind of like a carpenter in some ways, but there's a way with him that I just feel like there's kind of like a lot of like hard labor, hard hands that were involved in here. I may have to acknowledge this to your mom or to your grandmother, but I don't know if someone actually is like huge into like say crocheting or knitting or something like that, but there's a huge kind of like needlepoint type of thing we need to bring up here in some element.
My mom is an artist. She does a bunch of different things. She does crocheting sometimes. She does sewing. She does paint. She paints all this stuff. My grandpa is actually super crafty. He used to,
Are you serious?
Yeah, he used to build a lot of things and stuff with metal and make necklaces. And he was very, like, he had his own workshop. And
wow. What I think is super cool too is that I really believe this is someone like your grandfather who loved his food, who loved the energy of food. So I really believe if you brought him out like a plate of say mole or whatever, like he would eat it. Like I really believe this is a guy that can eat.
He used to make tamales. Right. That's such a pocha. This year, I actually made his recipe. So I feel like that was a way I could connect with him through food, honoring him.
Absolutely.
In a lot of ways, I feel like I got my humor from him, and I got,
That's super cool.
I feel like I'm honoring him by being who I am and funny and everything.
Absolutely.
Through videos and stuff. Yeah, I think a lot of the times the reason why I get sad is because I wish he was here to see everything that I'm doing. I think it's like that physical thing that I want to be like, look at all these things that I've done.
Absolutely. But I think in some ways, I think you said it perfectly that all the things that you're doing today is because of him. So he's always vibrating in your heart. Not even just in your mind, he's always there with you. So those moments of like the passion or the feel or you being funny, like all that is obviously a piece of you ingrained into you, of him spiritually. And I think it's his way of identifying that with you, that you have his guidance from him. What I do find interesting with you, Maya, is that I feel like that you do sense him quite often, like you feel him. Like you're
literally gonna say that. That's crazy. Yeah.
Because I just feel like there's kind of this overwhelming feeling that I just get. It's almost like you're an empath, like you can feel emotion, you can feel energy. And I feel like with him, he wants to let you know that moment that you feel that, that's him.
So it's a couple days after our reading with AJ, and I cannot believe how spot on he was throughout the entire process. Right off the bat, he knew my grandfather was very happy and joyful and a jokester. Nobody would really know that about my grandfather unless you knew him. Also, it was very confirming to me that he validated the moments when I do feel and sense my grandfather, that I'm not just crazy, that it is really him that I'm feeling. Overall, I can't express how much of a healing process this was for us all, and I am just so grateful to AJ for coming in and blessing us with his gifts.